Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Now, there's this house called Ahmed Al Maghribi, and I've been sampling fragrances from this house, and the first fragrance I sampled impressed me immensely. This fragrance is called Summer Oud by Ahmed Al Maghribi, and immediately, sometimes when you sample something from some house, immediately you come to know whether this house is going to be a regular feature on your channel or not. And I have a feeling this will become a regular feature, this house, on my channel. Ahmed Al Maghribi Summer Oud is all about rose saffron oud, a combination which has been tried multiple times. I recently reviewed Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton, and this fragrance is touted as a clone of Ombre Nomade. Not a clone, not even 10%. But it uses the similar notes, or three primary notes. Here are three primary notes in Ombre Nomade: saffron, rose, oud. Think of that triangle. Why triangle? Because oud is in the base. And those three notes are common, but these two fragrances couldn't have been more different. So what I've done is, this is an enormously strong fragrance. I mean, it's a beast. So I sprayed it on the blotter about 1.5 hours ago, and it's a linear scent, almost. So I sprayed it on my hand and about 3 hours ago. So I've got a 3 hour dry down, 1 hour dry down, 1.5 hours dry down here. And I'm going to review it from there. Because the moment I spray it, it'll start nauseating me. It's too much. I've already got 2 sprays. So when you first spray, and since the fragrance is linear, it's going to be easy for me to narrate the story. Okay? So when you first spray, you smell as if you're smelling something which is extremely rich and damp rose. Extremely damp and lush rose, fresh, with the most full-bodied saffron you can think of. No adulteration, the beautiful honeyed, foodie smell of saffron. Slight spiciness, and mixed with that a smell of orange blossom honey. Now, orange blossom honey is not mentioned in the notes breakdown, but you'll smell it here. Either the rose and saffron are doing that, or it's a hidden note which has not been mentioned, but you're smelling honeyed rose. And the honey is like orange blossom honey. Unmistakable. Beautiful lush saffron. And when the fragrance becomes a little dry, 1.5 hours later, this stage here, there's a note of almost earthy patchouli. But I know it's more than patchouli because it's got a lemony vibe to it. And it is cypriol oil, nagarmota. And that cypriol oil brings in the vegetal herbal greenness to it, along with patchouli. And there is a hint, well, there's more than a hint of mandarin orange, which is extremely impressive because orange is the lightest note of all the notes I mentioned, but mandarin orange comes in later and stays for longer on your skin. This is like, as I said, 3.5 hours dry down, and mandarin orange is much more pronounced than here. Now the oud is totally synthetic. It's completely devoid of any skank. It's not powdery, and it's basically, you're smelling oud which is more creamy, woody, like cedar, but it smells like oud. You get a little feeling of oud, and there's a hint of suede like leather, right? So oud and leather with dryness, and that is vetiver and cedar and patchouli. And then when the fragrance becomes a little bit more drier, you smell a little caramel-like note, which is vanillic. So vanilla caramel, there are hints of it. But the main players are rose, that honey, orange blossom honey, saffron. Those are the 3 notes I would say. And the surrounding notes are the mandarin orange in that order. So 4th is mandarin orange, and oud, and a little bit of cedar, and cypriol oil. Those are the notes in descending order, if you like, of how much each note is present, the strength, if you like. So that's the scent. It doesn't change much. It's a very lush, luxurious, honey-like rose with prominent note of saffron, orange, and little vanilla, little caramel, little oud, little cedar, cypriol oil, nagamota, earthiness. Excellent fragrance. It smells absolutely beautiful. It's lush, luxurious, and rich. Stunning fragrance. So, upsides and downsides. So, number one upside. This is unique. I have not smelled many fragrances which use a note of orange blossom honey with orange and rose. The effect is absolutely amazing, and it is not a clone of Ombre Nomad. So it gives it that uniqueness. And this might be a little bit of a letdown for people who wanted to buy this or were thinking of buying this because this is a clone of Ombre Nomad. Don't fret, there are many clones of Ombre Nomad, but this is a unique honeyed rose. That's how I see it. Honeyed rose and saffron. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely lush. The second upside is the enormous projection and performance. This fragrance, one spray. So I got myself a 3 ml decant and I've used up about 0.4 ml. Yeah, not even 0.5 as you can see. And I've worn this 5 times. The one that I got on the blotter today is the 6th spray. It is that strong. This thing, one spray, I walked into the room a little while ago before I started to shoot this video, and the whole room was full of the smell of summer oud. Absolutely full on beast mode, monstrous projection, longevity and sillage. You will have no problems with the performance. It is absolutely super beast mode fragrance. Enormous projection performance. The other one is, upside would be, well, I found it to be a fragrance which is unique and the one that it grows on you. The more I wear this, the first time I sprayed it, I thought this is too sweet for me. I didn't like it. It was too jammy sweet. But the more I wore it, the more I tested it, the more I liked it. It grew on me enormously because of the high quality and the beautiful smell. It's a very natural smelling fragrance. It doesn't smell like sugary sweet. It smells like honey sweet. Nature, natural honey. And the last upside is the massive compliment magnet. You know, this is a fragrance you should rock when you're going to a wedding, your first date, a regular date, functions, social occasions where you have lots of people and you'll be surrounded by those people. You put this on. 2 sprays. Don't overdo it. 2 sprays, maybe third at the back of your head, and let it, sort of flow out of you. Let the fragrance mesmerize people. It's a mesmerizing, dazzling fragrance. Right? Now the downsides. It's a linear scent. It doesn't change much. So after about a few sprays, you might get a little bit bored. This fragrance is very sweet, but it's a honey sweet. So people like me who don't like sweet fragrances might get put off by it. But persist with it. I think this will become one of the nicest rose-based fragrances in your collection. It is very, very nice. Very magnetic. Very sexy. Other downside is this could be put off for some people who think this is a clone of Ombre Nomad. I've recently reviewed Ombre Nomad. There is no similarity. Ombre Nomad is not this sweet. And Ombre Nomad has much, much more complexity. It's a very different kind of a rose. It becomes very dry. This is honey rose. So, yeah, this could be a downside for some people. This is not a clone of Ombre Nomad. Value for money. The bottle is 60 ml. Here in the UK, it's available for less than £40 or above it. So I think the value for money is very high because the quality is absolutely top notch. The fragrance smells amazing and is going to pull a lot of compliments. It never smells of cheap ingredients. And that's probably the reason I got so impressed by this house. That's probably the reason I'll review loads of fragrances from this house. Quality is top notch. So value for money is very high. Compliment factor I've talked about. Age groups, 25 plus. Anywhere you want to smell luxurious, sexy, magnetic, opulent, rich. The other downside could be that this is a unisex fragrance leaning masculine. So this is not out and out masculine. So if that bothers you, test it out and see how it works on your skin. But most rose fragrances will be unisex, leaning masculine. Age groups covered, seasons. I would wear this. This is not a summer fragrance. It says summer oud. Maybe in Middle East people like to wear very strong fragrances in summer. Maybe in Middle East it is. To my nose, this is a winter fragrance. This is also a fragrance that I would put on when I want to attract a lot of people and it's cold outside. So clubbing as well. Tremendous clubbing fragrance. But cold weather, I'd really struggle to wear this in high heat or when my body gets very hot. So I wouldn't wear this to gym or when it's going to get warm, for example, middle of the day in summertime. I wouldn't. I don't know why they've called it summer oud. It is not nothing about this fragrance is summery. Okay, so covered value for money, seasons, cold weather, occasions, age groups, scent profile, upsides and downsides. How many marks will I give it? This is a thunderous fragrance. Very high potential to pull compliments, doesn't cost a lot, smells amazing, high quality ingredients. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is a fragrance you must sample if you like going out, if you like meeting people and getting loads of women interested in you through compliments. 8 out of 10. I'm hoping you really enjoyed the review, fellas. Take care. If you did enjoy the video, do give it a like and do subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. Bye-bye.